Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 3rd of August 1975. Are all of you carrying out your task while stable in a stage of accurate yoga, yogyukt, using an accurate method, yuktiyukt? According to the present time, all three, your thoughts, words, and deeds, have to be accurate in method, yuktiyukt, for only then will you be able to become complete and perfect. The atmosphere everywhere has to be accurate in yoga, in method, yogyukt, and yuktiyukt. For instance, when soldiers are standing on a battlefield in front of their enemy, they pay so much attention to themselves and to their weapons, that is, to their powers. The time is now continuing to come close. One should understand that it is now the time to come to the front on the battlefield. At such a time, you need to pay attention to all your powers in yourself. If attention is even slightly lacking, then just as tension is increasing everywhere according to the time, in the same way, the influence of the atmosphere of tension will spread, and this can have an impact on the spiritual Pandav army, which is at war. Day by day, as the time for perfection continues to come close, tension in the world will increase. It will not decrease. People everywhere will experience a life of tension, as though they are being pulled in all directions. On one side is the tension of the damage caused through the small calamities of nature. On another side, it is the tension of the strict laws of the government in this world. On the third side is the tension of something lacking in their interaction with one another. On the fourth side, when the feeling of temporary happiness, of having love and freedom in worldly relations finishes, there is tension from experiencing fear. In this way, tension is going to increase in people everywhere. Souls will become desperate in the tension from all four directions. Wherever they go, there will be a tension. When veins in the body are pulled, there is so much distress. Your head feels as if it is being pulled. In the same way, this atmosphere will continue to increase. You won't be able to find any solution as to what to do. There will be tension if you say yes, and tension if you say no. There is difficulty if you earn, and difficulty if you do not earn. There is difficulty if you accumulate, and difficulty if you do not accumulate. The atmosphere will continue to become like that. At such a time, the spiritual Pandav army should not be influenced in any way by the tension everywhere. There should be no problems through having any type of tension in the self. However, a weak soul is easily influenced by the atmosphere. There are thoughts of fear as to what will happen and how it will happen. You should not be influenced by those things. For this, an official program for the pilgrimage of remembrance every now and then should be sent from Madhuban. For, by doing this, the fortress of the souls will remain strong. Nowadays, service will also increase a lot. However, as service increases, you also have to be very accurate in method, yuktiyukt. Nowadays, not everyone comes to become knowledgeable soul. One quality is of those who are to become equal to the Father and become masters, the same as the Father. So the first quality is to become equal to the Father. The second quality is of those who simply have a relationship with the Father. The third quality is of those who remain in connection with the Father and His service. Nowadays, a greater number of those who simply have a relationship and connection will come. Fewer of those who are to become embodiments will come. Not everyone who emerges will be of the same type. Day by day, weaker quality souls will emerge. That is, there will be a greater number of subjects coming. They will only like one thing, not two things. They will not have faith in everything. So continue to stay in connection with those who are simply in contact and keep a connection with them according to what they want. As delicate times continue to come, then according to the problems, it will be difficult for them to become regular students. However, many will come into connection because it is the final period. So what is the final pose like? In the beginning, there is a lot of keenness and zeal. Scarcely a few will have that. The majority that come will be of those who have a relationship and are in connection. So you need to pay attention to this. It should not be that you do not recognize souls who come into connection and you deprive them of that connection. No one should go away empty-handed. Even if they are not able to follow the disciplines, but they wish simply to have love, then you definitely have to pay attention to such souls. You should understand that that is a group of the third quality, and so they should receive such handling accordingly. So according to the time, there is a need to make the atmosphere powerful. According to the present time, it should not be that Brahmin children spend their daily timetable in an ordinary way. Otherwise, that influence will increase. This is why the attention of all the children has especially to be drawn to making the atmosphere powerful through the pilgrimage of remembrance. How can you protect yourself from the atmosphere of that world? What is that stage? As a karma yogi, what would you call a yogi stage? You now have to pay special attention to those types of points. You now have to pay greater attention to the subject of the pilgrimage of remembrance. Each center should have one or another program so that those who come are filled with power. At such a time, they should remain detached and should face the problems as detached observers. For that, you need the power of remembrance. In order to caution and make Brahmins alert, and for the safety of the self, make a program of such points and classes through which they can understand that they are receiving special light from Madhuban, the lighthouse. Acha? According to the drama, the activities are continuing very well. From the activity of the present time, the sanskars of ruling are increasing. Are they not? That is the royal throne, and this is the royal seat. After becoming the rulers, you will sit on that throne. You have to become those who rule. That is, those who have a right. Do not be dependent on any attraction, any suffering of karma, or any physical senses. You have to become one who has a right. At the present time, you have the royal seat. You have a seat for yoga, and you stabilize yourself on that seat. A seat is for you to sit on, for you to stabilize yourself on. To stabilize yourself in a stage means to sit on a seat. The more practice you have of sitting on your seat, To that extent, there will be the practice of sitting on the royal throne. You are practicing that now, are you not? It is taking on a natural form. You don't have to do it, but it just happens. Your nature has become like that. Just as it becomes natural to carry out a task under the influence of another nature, in the same way, this should also become your nature, a nature to be one who has a right. You have a thought to have yoga, and it happens. As soon as you say Baba, your yoga is connected. This is the stage of closeness. You are seated on your seat, just as someone sitting on a throne would never forget that he is a king. In the same way, one who is seated on this seat, that is, one who is stable in this stage, would not forget that he has a right. Are all of you accurate in yoga and method? Of course, there may be a little fluctuation, and rightly so. There should be. How else would there be the last papers? Those are also practical papers. Those papers will enable you to accumulate marks. By accumulating marks, you will come in the list of those who pass with honors. All of this is happening so that you can accumulate marks for your paper. You should accumulate in everything, not just the pilgrimage of remembrance. You have to accumulate marks in all 4 subjects, for only then will you be able to pass with honors. Success in every task is already fixed in advance, whether it is behind the curtain or in front of the curtain. In some circumstances, the success is behind the curtain, and in some circumstances, there is visible success. There is success and revelation in both situations. Even the incognito has to be seen sometime. It takes some time for something that has been hidden to become visible. Acha, Om Shanti. Bap Dada now wants the children to become master bestowers. Give to others what you have taken from the Father. Do not have any desire to take from souls. Become merciful and cooperate with others with your virtues and powers. Be generous-hearted. The more treasures you give to others, the more your treasures will increase. Perishable treasures decrease by giving, whereas imperishable treasures increase. Give one and receive 1,000-fold. A master bestower is one who is constantly full and overflowing. The perfect idols, who are full of the treasures of experience, will automatically become master bestowers. Bestowers are servers. Bestowers cannot stay without giving to others. With their virtue of being merciful, they give courage to some and power to other weak souls. They are master bestowers of happiness. Always remain aware that you are children of the bestower of happiness, master bestowers of happiness. Those who are bestowers definitely have within themselves whatever they bestow, for only then are they able to give. If some people don't have anything to eat, then how can they be bestowers? Therefore, as is the Father, so should be the children. The Father is called the ocean. An ocean means unlimited, that which has no end. In the same way, you are master oceans, not rivers or ponds. So continue to give selflessly, just as the Father does. At the time of anxiety, become master bestowers of peace and give peace to others. Do not be afraid. You know that whatever is happening is good and that whatever is to happen will be even better. Human beings are influenced by the vices and will continue to fight. This is what they do all the time. However, your duty is to give peace to such souls because you are world benefactors. World benefactor souls, as master bestowers, constantly give to others. I can only become perfect and complete when others cooperate. It should not be like that. Instead of taking from others in that way, have compassion and become a master bestower and give love and cooperation. This giving is actually receiving. Remember that Brahmin life means to give and thereby receive. At present, everyone needs imperishable happiness. All are beggars of happiness, whereas you are children of the bestower. The duty of children of the bestower is to give, distribute happiness to whomever comes into contact or relationship with you. Continue to give. Become so full that no one who comes to you goes away empty. Souls of the entire world will now come in front of you to beg for peace and happiness. You children of the bestower must become master bestowers and make everyone prosperous. Therefore, fill all your treasure stores with all treasures in advance, so that no one who comes to you will leave empty-handed, but will go back having become full. You will experience this seen as you progress further. At the confluence age, you elevated souls should become limitless and constantly great donors. Always remain aware that you are a child of the bestower, a constantly great donor. You definitely have to give something or other to any souls who come in front of you, whether a Brahmin or one without this knowledge. A king means a bestower. If you have limited desires or desires for attainment, then instead of being a king, you become a beggar. You are children of the bestower, elevated souls filled with all treasures. The indication of being full is to be a limitless great donor. Such a soul cannot stay for even a second without donating. Brahmin souls already have knowledge, but you should become bestowers for them in two ways. Firstly, whatever particular power a soul needs, use your mind, that is, your pure attitude and vibrations, to donate that power to him, that is, cooperate with him. Secondly, through the activity of your life, constantly be an embodiment of virtues. Become a practical sample and cooperate with others so that they can imbibe virtues easily. This is known as donating virtues. To donate means to cooperate. At present, you need to become a bestower of virtues amongst yourselves through performing special deeds. Therefore, have the thought, I have to be a constant embodiment of virtues and perform the special task of making everyone else an embodiment of virtues. There is a lot of knowledge, but you now have to allow the virtues to emerge. Become an example of being full of all virtues and of making others full. You are children of the bestower, and so continually give others what they need. No one should leave empty-handed. You have limitless treasures. If others need happiness, love, or power, give that to them. The pure thought should emerge in you that, as children of the bestower, you have to be instruments to give all souls their inheritance so that no one remains deprived. No matter what others are like, they at least belong to the Father. You are children of the bestower, and so distribute with a generous heart. Even the souls who are wandering around in sorrow and anxiety are also part of your family. Members of one's family are given cooperation. So at present, in order to become a great donor, especially allow the virtue of mercy to emerge. Do not have any desire to take from anyone. Do not think that you will only give to them if they accept you or speak well of you. Become a master bestower and continue to bestow through your attitude, vibrations, and words. Only then will the 900,000 souls be prepared. Become unlimited bestowers and stand on the world globe and spread vibrations of unlimited service. Become great bestowers. Go into the unlimited, and all limited matters will automatically finish. Om Shanti.